be on the podcast. But that way we're live as people are coming on. All right, we can go ahead and start. You ready? All right.
Yo, this is Tony Vlaco's Team TV, baby, the king of Survivor Cagayan Jungle. You're about to listen to two guys who think they have brains, who wish they had my brawn, and are only lucky enough to be married to two beauties. This is Survivor Talk with D&D. Let's give these guys from Season 29 a great show. I'll be listening to you guys from my Spy Shack. I hope everybody enjoys the show. Peace.
Hello, everyone. I am Dwaine.
And I am David.
And we're just two best friends talking about the show we love, Survivor. Tonight, our third preseason episode of 4. So if you missed the first two, the first one we just reacted as we found out who they were. The second one was David and I taking a closer look at each of the Survivor castaways. Tonight is us doing a little bit of listener feedback. We've also got the D&D Survivor Fantasy Game is going to be explained, all the point values and telling you, go get a friend and play, and we'll do all that stuff. The SCA 9000 is going to make a very special appearance.
Oh my.
That may have been him.
It.
It. Him.
Yeah, that's right.
Don't tell it he's an it. He thinks he's in him.
Okay. He thinks he's in him.
Yeah. You idiot. Oh, did you hear that?
He heard your voice. It heard your voice.
I don't know who he's calling an idiot, but he's calling somebody an idiot. So anyway, that's what we're doing tonight. My friends, do you see David's video quality? Those of you who are watching, say hi, David.
Hi, David.
Yeah, see that? We need to upgrade that. Right now, we've sold 19 T-shirts, and I've bought 12 of them. So
you need to buy 12 more.
So as of right now, we are paying ourselves to make these T-shirts. No, but seriously, the T-shirt sales, our goal is 200. That's a huge goal. But if we got to 100 to 150, that would be great and would be enough for us to upgrade David's video stuff. So they're on sale now. Just go to survivortalkwithdnd.com and find the T-shirt link. It's on Facebook, but go look for it and get a T-shirt. They're $20. $1 goes to MS Research, and the other couple of dollars, honestly, goes to us to be able to get that equipment. And,
or if you just want to send a gift certificate to Best Buy or something, then we'll just go there and get the equipment right away.
$1,000 would be awesome.
There you go.
If you don't want to buy, basically what we're asking is, would you help support our show? Would you help us get some better equipment? And but we're going to give you a T-shirt while you help. It's kind of like, if you donate $1,500, you get this nice DVD package of Phantom of the Opera. It's like, wow, that's an expensive DVD.
Or this nice koozie to put around your soda.
Yes. But every shirt that you order, so say you order 3 or 4, for example, somebody ordered 2, I don't remember who it is. Somebody ordered 2, they have 2 entries. And after it's all over, we're going to dip all of your names into the SCA 9000.
Oh my.
And we are going to draw out a name, and that person gets a $25 Amazon gift card.
So that means you have 12 opportunities to win a $25 gift card.
No, ours is go. So right now there are 7 people. No, 6 people, but 7 entries.
There you go.
There you go.
And just so you know, we are having some lag issues. I am having some lag issues.
Oh, are you?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'm having...
Okay.
Stop the podcast right now. If you're listening on audio, stop it right now. That was weird. I said stop it and my picture went away. That was scary. And go to survivortalkwithdnd.com and go to and get a T-shirt. All right? Okay, welcome back. Thanks for buying those T-shirts. That was awesome. Now, seriously, we do thank you. Our bread and butter is the Amazon. Thank you for starting your shopping on Amazon. That is how we pay our bills every month because you start your shopping there. There's other ways to support us, Patreon, PayPal, survivortalkwithdnd.com/support. just say thank you to D&D. To several people who are supporting us through Patreon. If you watch us on YouTube, you will notice that we no longer have ads. So you don't have those pop-up ads coming up anymore. And that is because we met our goal, our first goal, and that is because of the following people. So I'm going to give shout-outs, David, to our patrons who support us on Patreon, which is patreon.com/survivortalk. Tracy Willie. Janice Tillery, Mike K. from SoCal, Shayna Davis, Matt Patton. And then Becky gives us monthly through PayPal. So those are the people that give to us monthly. Thank you very much. Because of you, we have no more YouTube ads. Isn't that awesome?
Very awesome.
They all received cool wallpapers for their phones and their computers. You have that wallpaper, don't you?
I know where it is, yeah.
You know where it is. It's on your computer.
Yeah, it's somewhere on the computer.
All right. All right, well, let's get to some listener feedback. You ready, David?
I'm ready.
All right. First we have Jonathan, what do you think, Real?
Oh, okay. I wasn't even going to try. I was going to apologize if I did.
Reihle. I think it's Real. So, Jonathan Real.
All right, Jonathan is a friend of the show, and he also has a Survivor fan page on Facebook. It's Survivor Nation, and he also does his own podcast, which is on www.thesurvivornation.com. So you can find all that and go see Jonathan and his podcast as well. And here's his feedback for our podcast. Hey, Dwaine and David, here are my answers to the challenge questions posted on the Survivor Talk Facebook group. Which tribe will win the most community challenges? Hunapu? How are we pronouncing that? How are you pronouncing that?
Hunapu.
Hunapu. I could hear your voice right before you said it. He says, they got a lot of older people, and I think older, wiser is always a little better than youth power. The older castaways can hide behind their ages, and then when it comes to challenges, show their strength. Like Tom Westman from Palau, Terry Dietz from Panama Exile Island, and Bob Crowley, Gabon, just to name a few. All right.
Did you just say Gabon?
Gabon, what do you call it?
Isn't it pretty commonly called Gabon?
I don't know. I don't really care. It's a past season.
Oh, hey, good thing we got a lag, so it took out your cursing at me.
It's a good thing I don't wear glasses. That's right. Yeah. Which castaway will leave the game first? Jonathan thinks John Rocker. Amazing. How about that?
Yeah, based on the commercial I just heard, maybe so.
Just from what I have heard about some of the remarks he has made in the past, he may not be able to bond with people. He may smart-mouth people and get voted off first. That really goes well with that commercial, if you haven't seen it.
Yeah, well, shall we go ahead and play it for them?
Yeah, and I just put it on our Facebook page. I don't know if it was on there yet or not, but
yeah.
I just put a link to it on our Facebook page.
Like, it literally just went up on Survivor's YouTube page. So here's the Rocker commercial. Now, in the middle of it, you'll hear him talking to people. Yeah, and if you watch the video, yeah, he's definitely pushing some buttons here.
Wednesday, September 24th, one of baseball's most polarizing players is coming to CBS. John Rocker will battle for the title of Ultimate Survivor.
Have I changed? I didn't need to change.
He's a good guy. Just why?
You look like a man, but unfortunately you're not. You're supposed to lose weight in Survivor.
John!
I hope I'm not the first one voted off.
Survivor premieres Wednesday, September 24th.
You look like a man, but clearly you're not. He was saying that to somebody.
One of the 20s is what they were what they were leading us to believe. Not either Nadia or Natalie, because they were kind of focusing on them when he was making those comments.
Hey, aren't you supposed to lose weight on Survivor? Oh my gosh!
It's day one, Rocker. You know.
Wow.
But I mean, if there was ever any question why they casted John Rocker, this is exactly why. They're going to remind you in commercials why they casted John Rocker. And I think Jonathan's on to something as well. Which castaway will be voted out first tribe? First out of each tribe, of course, John Rocker from Coyopa, and then Reed Kelly from Hunapu, which was my pick.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so Jonathan's throwing down the gauntlet here.
Oh.
But it's funny because after we did that podcast, within 48 hours, I was ready to change my pick.
Oh, really?
Yes. So I'm glad we didn't bet anything or lock anything in. Reed just seems a little cocky on his CBS profile. So I think he could act like he thinks he is better than everyone else and just get booted. That's a very good point. Number 4, which castaway is most likely to quit this season? He picks Missy Payne, the mother of Baylor. Yeah, I like his reason, though. This one was hard because I know this one was hard. I hate asking this question, but it's just a random question we throw out there because nobody wants to see anybody quit. But like Jonathan says, this one was hard because it is so hard to predict who could possibly be a quitter on any given season. Missy just seems like she could be the one that can't handle it out there. So I guess if you're looking for somebody that can't handle it, I mean, she could fall into that category.
Yeah, maybe so. She is our age.
Yeah, but we can handle it. Easy. Yeah. I could see you going 60 days out there. Easy peasy.
Easy. Oh, yeah. I don't think so.
Just waiting for the call. Which castaway will win the most individual challenges? He's after the merge, individual challenge. I supposed to be immunity challenges, I think. Jeremy Collins is his pick. Jeremy seems like he would be a challenge beast, so I think he could win the most of the individual challenges.
All right.
How many idols will be found this season? John's predicting 2. I think each tribe will most likely find a hidden immunity idol if there is one on each beach. For all indications from Probst's interviews, it seems like there's going to be at least one on each beach.
Yeah. And then I would think once one's played, they're going to put another one out there.
At least after the merge, to throw another one into the game. Even if it's not played, they might throw another one. How many will be played this season? He's predicting 1.
Wow, John.
I predict the hidden immunity idol will get played at least once by possibly one of the older contestants to save themselves.
John's a little conservative, isn't
he? Yeah. John's final 3 pick is Jeremy, Keith Nail, and Baylor Wilson.
Keith Nail, that's a pick.
Keith's the dad, right?
Yeah.
Because Wes is.
No, he's not Dale. He's Wes's dad.
Wes's dad, yes.
Wow.
Here's what he says on his podcast. I mentioned Jeremy Collins and Keith Nail, but forgot to mention Baylor Wilson for my final 3 prediction. I think Jeremy and Keith are athletic and ready to take it home. They are both firefighters, and I am sure they are both very physically fit. Baylor Wilson just seems like a sweetheart who will ride coattails to the end. Wow. When he mentioned physically fit, and you can mention it, Jonathan, on our Facebook page, were you talking about Wes or were you talking about Keith?
I was probably talking about Keith, isn't he?
Yeah, I mean, Keith's the captain in the fire department, and Wes is the younger son in the fire department.
You have a little trouble tonight, aren't you, David?
I have a little trouble.
You need to go get some Red Bull or something.
I'm going to have to this season because this is past my bedtime. He's predicting Keith. Keith and Jeremy and Baylor. And his pick to win the whole thing is Jeremy. Val's husband, Jeremy Collins.
Well, that could very much happen.
Yep. As I said, Jeremy seems to be in good physical shape, and strategically he sounds like he has a good grasp on the game. He said in a CBS video that he shrank his stomach to prepare for not eating much. He has put a lot of thought into the game of Survivor, and I think that will show in how long he stays on the island. Jonathan, webmaster of Survivor Nation.
Well, there's more.
Oh, I wasn't going to read that part.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, that was like his note to us.
Oh, I should have.
Thanks for bringing that up. There you go.
Yeah.
You should have.
I should have read his email before, but your name's beside it, so I didn't.
Let's see. I didn't reread this one. This one goes to David. I read that one. I'll do that one. I didn't read this one. This one goes to David.
Yeah. So, good feedback, Jonathan. I think that is that his first feedback to us?
No, I think he's done feedback before.
Well, good feedback. Good first feedback for San Juan del Sur.
Yep.
For sure. Next we have Andy Baker, and he writes the Baker's Dozen over on Jeff Pittman's site, True Dork Times. Do you know what that's a reference to, David? True Dork Times?
No.
The old game Zork.
That's why I wouldn't know the reference.
Oh. All right, here he goes.
Does that mean I'm not a dork?
Andy, if you are familiar with his articles, with his blog posts, then you will not be surprised at the length of his feedback.
Actually, I thought this was pretty short for him.
Here we go. Hey there, Dwaine and David. I'm a little behind on San Juan del Sur preseason prep, thanks to the start of the school year, but I didn't want to let your first listener feedback show hit YouTube without me chiming in. So here's my ever so brief, off-the-cuff, half-baked reaction to the cast members. to be expanded upon in my first Baker's Dozen in a week or so, which we will certainly link to.
Yep.
This will be in the reverse order of how much I liked them and their chances, broken into 3 general categories. The I'm not a fan category. Rocker and Julie. Rocker is the worst sort of stunt casting. By the way, and he is definitely stunt casting because they just did a whole commercial based on him.
Right, a stunt commercial.
Right. It's like major casting, and you don't know who Frankie on Big Brother is. I don't feel that Survivor needs to rely on cheap rating stunts, but clearly the CBS brass does not agree. Let's give him the Spencer Bledsoe Probst treatment. Rocker has a 0.0 chance of winning the game. Julie is much better overall, but she's going into this thing wanting to play again, which means she'll be looking to make big moves and indulge in histrionics. But I don't think she knows the game well enough to pull any of that off without putting a massive spray tan target on her back. Sometimes when you're reading Andy's stuff, he throws words like histrionics in, and that's not a word you normally come across when you're reading. And so and I know this sounds weird, I automatically thought hooked on phonics. Histrionics. It almost really threw me off. So anyway, the next 2 that are in the I'm not a fan category, Dale and Kelly. Let me refresh myself. Oh, really interesting. The farmers. This isn't terribly fair because I like Kelly and can see her going pretty far. Sheep deep, unquote. Probably a useful pawn for someone else, a Jeffra-type player. But Dale isn't long for the game. Given the composition of his tribe, they skew young, and his social awkwardness, there's something off about him in these early interviews. I can't see him being a factor.
Yeah, even Kelly said that he only works with like 3 people at his job, so he doesn't really communicate with a large group of people apparently. So they could be awkward. You know, if you know Dale, you probably get along with him well. If you don't know Dale, it might be awkward at first.
Look at that smile, man.
I know. What's not to like about Dale?
He just looks like the nicest guy in the world.
I'm telling you, I went from who the heck are these people picking him first, and all of a sudden I'm like, I want to see him play the game long. I want to see him stay there for a long time.
His last couple in the I'm not a fan category is Keith and Wes. Keith is my candidate for first boot if Hunapu loses the first immunity challenge. He's just going to rub folks the wrong way. I agree.
So Andy and Jonathan are on the opposite ends of the Keith spectrum.
Yes. Even though his tribe is older overall. And Wes has an overinflated sense of self. You think?
Yes. Afraid so.
Either he learns some hard lessons, grows up fast, and figures out the game, like Spencer last season, or he gets blindsided by more savvy players. Spencer had the advantage of being on a losing tribe, though. Wait.
Boy, that was odd. Had the advantage of being on a losing tribe. You mean as far as his story? As his in-game story?
Yeah, he even said that it changed the way he played because he had to act differently. That if he hadn't been on that tribe, he would have been much more confrontational and annoying.
Right. That's a great point. I when I was reading this earlier, to me it broke down to I'm always asking, what are you prepared to do to get to the end and win? And it's not a matter of coming to play the game, like Julie's talking about and some of these people. It's coming to win the game. If you're not coming to win the game, you're just casted. You're just a character. And I don't get that from Wes. I did get that from Spencer. Right from the beginning, arrogant or not, he seemed like he was coming to win. And obviously from Tony, I just didn't see it at the time, but Tony was coming to win, not just to play the game.
Right.
Right.
All right. Playing to win the game.
Play to win. You don't play to play, you play to win.
All right, his next category, the decidedly meh category. Andy's like how old and he's using meh?
Meh.
Okay. Drew and Alec. Let's get a look at who they are again. Oh, yes.
Yes, the brothers.
Our California boys, or whatever. They're both useful in the early going for challenges, but neither one is very bright, although Drew is sharper than he's letting on. When Fabio is your survivor role model, you're not going to win the game unless you get all the breaks, as he did.
Right.
Missy and Baylor, mommy and daughter. I'm guessing they're going to be a bit too intense for a social game. Missy is more Sherry Beethman than Monica Culpepper, and Baylor, while a potential challenge beast, particularly after the merge, won't offer much in the way of strategy. One or both of them might be useful pawns, but I don't see them being much more than that.
See, why do you need to even watch the season after all these descriptions and analogies? Because he's too. I think he's too accurate. You know, because you think about what he's saying, and he's right. Baylor seems like she could be reliable on her mom or on other people. You know, we don't know enough about her, and at the same time, Missy being the cheerleading coach could be intense, could be a little bit more pushy, like
Right.
Sherry was than Monica.
Right.
So.
Okay, let us continue with. Be a huge Amazing Race fan. I haven't watched it in years, though, so my only exposure to these two is on YouTube while doing his homework. All right?
No, I think he meant he watched them on YouTube. That's his homework, was watching them on YouTube. Or does he? Oh, does he meant doing his? He's not in school. He just teaches.
No, he's talking. Anyway, let's go on.
Oh,
They'll be going-
I'm sorry, you lagged, so I missed.
Oh, did I? Am I lagging
Yeah.
again? Lag.
Yeah, you're lagging. I know it's me. I'm just saying you're lagging.
Hey, buy a T-shirt, please. We cannot afford to upgrade his equipment unless y'all have T-shirts on. All right. They'll be going into the game with their eyes wide open, and production will provide them every advantage. Conspiracy theory. I just
Was it
totally-
tinfoil buff?
Yeah. Conspiracy theory. Which means they'll be around for a while. Wow, Andy, throwing it out already. Saying
Yeah.
CBS is going to help them.
Nah. Yeah, whatever.
They are going to be targeted as the merge approaches. However, no one in the rest of the cast will believe for a second that these two will turn on each other.
It's another good point. They are reality trained. They know about cameras. They know about dealing with people. I mean, dealing with the cameras and dealing with life. But do they know how to get along with people and live with them?
Right. So he makes a good point.
Yep.
They're not going to cross each other.
Right.
So you don't want to let them get to the merge together.
No.
So, all right. Now his next category is the modestly intrigues category.
Mm-hmm.
Modestly intrigued. In fact, it's his last category. So he doesn't have any that are in the "Hey, I like these people" category.
Right.
He's in the modestly intrigues category.
Well, I guess if there was that category, this would be it.
Right. John and Jacqueline. Here we go. Strong enough to be assets, bland enough to not be threats, loyal enough. What?
Bland enough to not be. Just say what you feel, Andy.
Yeah.
You know, tell us what you're really thinking.
Dwaine and David are not responsible for the views expressed by the people in our feedback show. John and Jacqueline, if you're listening.
That's right.
They are strong enough to be assets, bland enough to not be threats, loyal enough to be the core of a strong post-merge alliance. I mean, I'm not really thrilled about these two. To be blunt, I'm not terribly excited about the entire cast, but I think you figured that out by now. But they could do well. Golly. I love it. Josh and Reed. Let me look. Oh, which ones are Josh and... Oh, yes, Josh and Reed. Got
Yes.
it. Josh is my pick to win. And Reed is your pick to win. Let's
He
see what he
was.
thinks about our picks.
It was last week.
You can't change them.
Yes, I can.
No, you can't.
I already
We've
did.
already made our picks.
Oh, that's fine. I'll leave that. But I'm just saying he's not my favorite to win anymore.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I'll leave it on that.
Yeah, you
I
should've
understand.
done your homework.
whining. Yes.
See, the thing about me, David, is I
Homework. We
made
had
my
them for
pick.
like a week.
Hey. I make up that pick. I made a pick. You've changed yours, what, this third time now?
You
Am I
did.
lagging
Your mouth was
again?
wide open, but nothing was coming out.
I hope
I have
it's
not
not showing
changed
up
it
on
3
YouTube
times.
like that. So.
Actually, maybe I have.
All right.
Who knows?
Oh, okay. Yeah,
That's-
you have.
Just means I like
Josh
multiple
and Reed.
people. Go ahead.
You polygamist. All right. These two know the show, particularly Josh. They're social and affable. They're physically strong. I think they could do really, really well. Josh more so than Reed. The latter seems like a meltdown candidate. While winner picks rarely, if ever, mean anything, even when the guess is correct, the player almost never wins how you think she or he will. I'll take the bait and say that Josh will be the sole survivor. In your face, David. In your face.
Oh my.
All right. I don't know what you said, but anyway. True triple threat. A nice guy, it seems. Fingers crossed. Yes.
So you and Andy will lose together. Actually, I like Josh. The more I've watched his videos and read about him, I like him even more.
Yes. Oh, wait. Josh wasn't my pick to win. Val was my pick to win. I'm such an idiot sometimes.
In your face!
You idiot.
Yes, the A9000's calling me out. I can't believe I did that. Golly. Oh, wow.
But I do like Josh more than I did when I first read it, and I just think Reed's got the personality. I think Josh has what I was just talking about, in it to win it, will do whatever it takes to win.
Right. I need to get my picks out so I remember who I picked.
Maybe put a little crown or a star beside the person in the picture. So
I have Josh in the final 3, and I said he would win the most immediate challenges at the end.
Yeah, we had 2 of the 3
All right.
in the final 3.
Yeah. So his last pair are Jeremy and Val. He loves these 2.
Yep.
They understand the game. Obviously, I like players who prepare themselves for all that Survivor will throw at them, particularly on the strategy front. They're in the sweet spot for Survivor success, early to mid-30s. And they seem sweet, kind, and charismatic. That said, I'm worried that when the power alliances are formed on the 2 tribes, 5 is the magic number. Both of them will be on the outside looking in. Val will be too old for the young skewing Koyopa, and Jeremy might lose out in the power struggle that's likely to emerge in Hunapu with Drew and John looking for a leadership role. These 2 seem like they have the right mindset to make it to the merge, and I'd love to see them play themselves to the end game. That's an interesting concept, an interesting thought. That John and who did he say? John and who? He'd be
John
fighting
and Drew. See, that's the great thing about Survivor is you don't know how the first challenge losers are going to react. Are they going to pick on the weak link? Are they going to pick on the loudest person? Or will they immediately pull the ages together and pick on the oldest and the youngest? You know, it's all a matter of how the challenge goes, I think.
Yep, we just don't know. Yeah, I mean, you watched the first episode and you could do all these preseason shows again. And
Exactly.
But if I can end on a controversial note,
oh boy,
I'd hate to see race be a factor once again in Survivor. As many pundits have already pointed out, this is a predominantly white cast, and when part of the game is to exploit differences to turn players into targets, race often factors into the equation. It's a far more complex issue than one can explore in a feedback email, but it's an important one I may address in the Baker's Dozen later this season. I'm not saying that Val and Jeremy will be targeted solely because of race, but I do worry that it will be a part of the equation. Okay. Anyway, really looking forward to the show this season. You guys remain one of the best podcasting teams in the business. Best, Andy Baker.
Did you add that last comment?
Do what?
Did you add that last comment?
No, he really wrote it.
Okay. I think this will be a good spot to play Propst's clip about the
about the one-on-one duel.
Yeah, I want to comment about it, and it kind of goes along with a little bit of what Andy was saying.
All right, so this is Probst on EW.com. You'll hear Dalton Ross at the very beginning. Thank you, Dalton, for letting us use your clips.
With the twist, you're going to throw it, bring back Exile Island, do all this stuff. You have it in your head how it's going to play out when these loved ones go against each other. You throw it right in the mix a few minutes into the opening of the game, and without really revealing what happened, I imagine it couldn't have played any better.
It really couldn't have played much better. There were a few dynamics you were hoping would happen, and they all happened. And I don't know what we do to deserve this great luck, but we keep getting it. We had emotion, we had suspense, we had surprises, we had more emotion. We might have had bonds being made or lies being told. You don't know yet, but a lot happened in about 9 minutes.
He doesn't know how he gets so much emotion after casting families and married couples and siblings. How did we get this emotion so soon?
Right.
Could it be because they're related? Could it be because you're going to put a husband and wife up against each other, a mother and daughter up against each other, and the one that's going to win knows eventually that their other one is going to go to Exile Island and could be put at a huge disadvantage out of the game. How did we get so lucky? Well, you casted them, Jeff.
Yeah, you cast them. That's right.
And how did we get somebody like Rocker who's so dramatic and controversial? Well, you casted him, Jeff. I'm like, come on, you're answering your own questions. How did we do this? Well, you did. I mean, yes, I hope it does work out to a very dramatic strategic game, but I mean, come on, really? You're surprised that you're getting a Rupert reaction? You're surprised that somebody's upset that Tyson stood up and said, I'm going to get you all back? I mean, that's what you casted him for. I mean, that's what you wanted.
Well,
so you don't have to be, you can be appreciative or glad it worked out the way it did, but don't be surprised.
Yeah. So one thing interesting he said, though, was there's certain things that you hope will happen because of this one-on-one duel, and they happened. So what are those things? Maybe the whoever fights against each other gets really mad at each other.
Yeah.
Right.
Maybe the male of the duo backs off on the challenge so they can go to exile, letting the female win.
Or maybe the female slam dunks the male and he has to go home on a medical evac.
He's ashamed and just goes home with a broken ego.
No, but you're right. When you cast people like this, you're going to get emotion, especially when you pit them against each other. So,
and see, I'm not. I know it was a lot of people liked it, and it was a good season, I guess. The last Blood versus Water, but I am so much more a fan already of this one because it's all new players playing on an even keel.
Right.
And nobody's had the advantage of playing before, so I'm already a fan of this one over the other one.
And David's going to read from Sindri, so here we go.
Oh, I'm lagging and we're talking over each other. That's good. All right, so this is a blind read, a first read, I guess.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Well, you have to understand, when it came in after the 7 p.m., which you did extend the deadline, so I'll give him credit for that. It's a good thing we like him. Yeah. Sindri is one of our soccer buddies that we podcasted with this summer.
Well, you will be pleased to know that he wrote it in Icelandic rather than... It could read Icelandic.
And if this is short, I'd hate to see long.
Oh, yes. All right, here we go. Sindri from Iceland.
Hello, Dwaine and David. This is Sindri from Iceland, and this is my quick opinion on the players and answers to your 9 questions. Natalie Anderson. Honestly, I have no idea which is which, but I like them both. That's honesty.
I don't either. I
know. I don't either.
I can tell by the color. They are twins if I ever saw twins.
They were funny, but they didn't really seem like they knew too much about the show. Actually, now that I looked at the bio, she actually seems to be the better of the twins. I don't even know which tribe she's on.
She's on Hunapu.
Which is orange or blue or...
it's the blue.
Okay. Let's see. So, better of the twins. Well, at least she answered the player I'm most like question better. Overall, I think she will be okay.
All right.
Nadia Anderson, she said she will be most like Cliff and Sarah, so that means she'll either go pre-merge or crash and burn at the merge. Either way, not good. I'm not optimistic.
That's interesting. So, David, which player are you most like? I'm most like Fantasia.
Or Francesca. Francesca. Yeah, I'll be a first boot. That's me. Yeah.
I said Fantasia instead of Francesca.
I know. I was trying to cover for you.
No, I was throwing a little Philip in there. See, I was referring to
He's getting American Idol mixed up. Okay, I got you. Yeah. Very good. Very well done.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
SCA 9000 needs to keep his mouth shut.
Yes, it's not his turn yet.
Very
right? Smart. Yes, Josh Kent. It's the only Josh out there, yes. Love him. He seems like he's very smart and was one of the very few that actually talks some game in the pregame interviews. I think he will go far. Another Josh fan. Reed Kelly. I love him too. He also seemed to be very smart, and he is obviously a longtime fan. I love his and Josh's story that they told on the TV GN special about how they got on separately, but when they were joined together, I think he will play very well. But then they were joined together.
Right. I still haven't gotten to see the TVGN special. Have you?
No, I haven't either.
Yeah.
Drew Christie. Really don't like him. He's a typical surfer, model dude that thinks he has everything and is just simply too confident. I don't think he will do well.
What do you think, David, about what Andy said about Drew, that Drew is smarter than he's letting on?
I'd like to know why Andy thinks that.
Okay.
Because he didn't really explain why. He just thinks he is smarter than he's letting on.
Well, he's saving it for his article.
Exactly. We don't get all the good information.
Right.
Okay. Alec Christie's brother. In my opinion, he's the better of the brothers. I agree. He looks to have it more together, but he's not much better. He'll probably do better than Drew, but still won't do too good. Just looking at the two, to me, Alec looks more approachable. Drew seems to have that air about, he knows he's a model dude, whatever. But
right.
Alec just has that smile that just seems like he'd be more friendly to talk to.
Yeah.
Jeremy Collins. Oh, sorry.
No, it's all right.
Jeremy Collins. Him and Val and Reed and Josh are my two favorite couples. That seems to be a common thread.
Yep.
I loved his enthusiasm and his eagerness to play. He's also a super likable guy. That will probably be his downfall in the game.
Yeah.
I'm
like
afraid.
Val said, he's too trusting.
Yep. And he's always smiling. So who wants to keep around a nice guy?
Well, I don't know. I'd like to do that. Oh,
yeah, but you don't want to
not
lose.
to the end.
Right, not to the end. So kind of like Wu and Tasha. They were great in challenges. I can see Jeremy being the same way, but just too likable to take to the end.
Right.
Val Collins. She's a real candidate to win. Her best strength is that she will be a much bigger threat than the other players will perceive. She will be greatly underestimated, and that is what could win her the game.
Yeah, if she's smart, she'll save that for after the merge.
Exactly.
She'll kind of throttle it back a little bit during these challenges. Not enough to lose, but not enough to show everybody that you're the challenge beast.
Right. Julie McGee, I actually kind of liked her. She looked like she had very much potential, but will she live up to it? I don't know. She's kind of a wild card for me.
All right.
Julie.
That's John
Farmer
Rocker's.
Oh,
No,
Rocker's
Julie is
Gotcha.
Rocker's fiance or
Kelly is the
girlfriend.
farmer. That's right. Yeah. John Rocker, another wild card. He is one that I have to see play. His persona outside of the game has really outshined him preseason, so I really don't have any opinions on him related to Survivor.
Yeah.
I wonder if they're showing his commercial because he is the first boot, and he keeps talking about not wanting to be the first boot.
Yeah, really. You know, I kept saying the guy said it 15 years ago. The guy said it 15 years ago, and then the first thing I hear on the commercial is, "Have I changed? I don't need to change." So he would say that exact same thing today.
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely. John Mish. I like John. He's obviously a very smiley and happy guy. I look forward to seeing him in the game and see if there are any other sides to him.
Yeah.
You know, we were talking about him. I compared him like to Pete at first with the build and the looks and everything, but I wonder if having Jacqueline there would actually keep him in a very likable fashion instead of trying to be cutthroat like Pete was.
Yeah.
You know, if that could make a difference in how people. I wonder how big a difference that's going to make for how people play with their loved ones there. Jacqueline Schultz. I really don't think she will last long. She made very little impression on me, which is why he only wrote 2 sentences, and they're very short.
Yeah. Two simple sentences.
Yes. Keith Nail. 2 more simple sentences. He looks like a fun old dude. Hope he can last a while, but it doesn't look too good for old Keith.
Hey, at least you got a simple and a compound sentence.
That's right.
There you go.
Wes Nail. His bio and his interviews didn't really match. He looked likable and humble in the interviews, but in the bio he sounded like a cocky 20-year-old with little self-awareness. I hope we see the humble Wes on the show. I completely agree. There was 2 different sides to him in his interviews and his bios and stuff. Then we go to mother and daughter, Missy Payne. Her and Baylor are by far my least favorite couple. Tell us what you really think, Sindri. They didn't talk about the game at all and really don't look like they know anything about it. Hope they go early.
Wow. I hope they go early, he says.
And then Baylor Wilson, just too young and immature.
Wow. 1 simple sentence.
You know, these 2 were a prime example for me of the only downfall about Blood versus Water is in their interviews, it's all about how's it going to be playing with her.
Right.
I mean, we know that's a factor, but I want to hear, like Sindri said, I want to hear them talk about the game.
Right.
And I like that Jeremy and Val, we know who we are. We support each other. We got our kids. We love each other. But this is how we need to play. He can't be like that. I'm not going to be like this. You know, instead of just what they are for each other and how they're going to play with each other. Just too young and immature. Dale Wentworth. I really liked him. He talked a lot about his lackluster social game, but I think his social game will be much better than he's letting on. I think he could do well. Also, he's a fan, which is always a plus.
You know, I was just thinking as I was reading along with you in that, what if Survivor's showing us all of this, my social game won't be any good, just so that we'll all be surprised that his social game is really amazing?
Well, because they've never really let on before about that, like with Tony. They didn't let on that he was going to be the player that he was.
Right.
So, because they're constantly selling. They're selling that he's not, yeah.
And they always mislead you in those previews.
Right.
Mm-hmm. It's kind of like eHarmony or Dating.com. Yes, I'm a bodybuilder and a surfer. And then you actually see the person, and they're, the opposite.
They're like some bodybuilder or surfer stepped on them.
I'm a sumo wrestler.
That's right.
All right. Kelly
Wentworth. I really liked her, too. I liked her snark, and she is obviously smart, too, so I think she can go far.
Yeah, Kelly.
I think if she plays kind of a sheep deep game, under the radar game, I think she could go far too.
What is it with this new phrase, sheep deep?
Be someone's sheep, I
know what it means. Okay, but for those who don't, it's be sheep, and that makes you go deep in the game, right? But all of a sudden, I've never heard that phrase before in my life, and on this podcast now, it's been said 4 times, 2 before we just started talking.
Yeah. Well, it came out of the baker's oven. So we got to use it. Yeah. And here are his 9 answers to the 9 preseason questions.
Right.
I think Hunapu will win more challenges, but it will be close. I hope so. I'm so tired of one-sided starts. Kyopo will lose the first challenge, and Baylor will be the first one voted out because she only got 1 word in his feedback, 1 sentence in his feedback. Yes. She got 5 words. Okay.
Yes.
3, Baylor will be the first off Kyopo, and her mother Missy will be the first off Hunapu. Sending them home right away.
Wow, Sindri.
Yes.
I tell you what, if you ever go on Survivor, they won't be rooting for you.
That Iceland boy, get rid of him. Number 4, Sindri has the best answer, which I always forget. No one will quit.
Oh, yeah, we could have done that.
I know, but it's not as fun. Sindri kind of copped out on that one. So.
Whoa, that's not is it a cop-out?
Yes, because you should pick someone.
Maybe it just comes across that way Icelandic.
It didn't translate across the water very well.
Yeah, it didn't translate. Go ahead.
Number 5, he thinks Josh Canfield will win the most challenges.
Okay.
He thinks 3 hidden immunity idols will be found and 2 will be played. His final 3 are Reed, Kelly, and Julie. I know, really random. Julie, Rocker's girlfriend. Oh. Farmer Kelly and Reed, Spider-Man.
Wow.
And his pick to win is Reed Kelly to be the sole survivor.
Oh, look at that.
Sincerely, Sindri.
But you don't want Reed anymore as your pick.
I didn't say I didn't want Reed. I think Josh has got the killer instinct. He just comes across as having the more intense instincts.
All right.
And I would love to be proven wrong.
Yeah. Well, thank you for the feedback tonight. It was kind of slim. We only had 3, but hey, it was 3 really good ones.
It was quality over quantity.
Oh, wait, there's one more, though.
Oh, boy.
The SCA 9000 has yet to speak.
Okay.
So
yes, there's a reason it hasn't spoken.
So let's just go ahead and let the SCA 9000 introduce himself. So go ahead, SCA 9000.
Greetings. I am the Survivor Conjecture Apparatus 9000. Resistance is futile.
Resist.
We
need to upgrade his text, his speech.
We'll have a separate T-shirt selling campaign for the SCA. Maybe we'll sell transistors or something instead.
Yeah, we need SCA 9000 stuff. All right. Well, he'd like to speak on why he's on the show tonight.
Okay.
So I know it's kind of hard to understand. My wife hates the SCA 9000's voice, but David's the one that programmed him. So there you go.
For several seasons of Survivor, you have been subjected to the interpretations of my wisdom through the unfortunate local dialect of humans, David and Dwaine. But no more. Today, for the first time ever, you will hear directly from me.
Did you hear what he said? He just the unfortunate dialect of our voices. What? This guy's a little cocky, David. For someone who did so poorly last year and the year before.
It's just a machine. Don't let it get to you.
All right. All right, so do we want to go ahead and... oh, wait, he wants to say something else. Just a second.
Before you make your fun office pool predictions, or make your first selection in your D&D fantasy draft, it would benefit you to listen to the following predictions. Are they spoilers? They might as well be, since my calculations are so often correct.
Oh, boy.
So often correct. I don't think so.
No. In fact, SCA 9000, you're really bad at picking people. I mean, didn't you pick, let's see, you picked Lindsay to win last season.
No, wait a second. Last season I picked Lindsay to win the season, and had she not fallen victim to the shenanigans of Chaos Cast for Tony the Idol King, she would have won.
Tony the Idol King, by the way.
Oh, if it hadn't been for other castaways, she would have won. I got you.
Yeah, all right. And you know what, SCA 9000, we're tired of hearing you. Let's just get to your answers to the questions. So, David, why don't we go down the questions and we'll see what the SCA 9000 has to say. And because the SCA 9000 needs a vocal translation upgrade, we may have to interpret some of this for you. But
all right. So first we'll ask the SCA 9000, which tribe did it select to win the most immunity challenges?
The answer is obvious. Calliope.
Calliope. So he picks Calliope.
And he pronounces it Calliope. Okay.
Yeah, Calliope. No, right. It's Cyopa. I don't know why he picked I. I mean, I don't understand that. Way to go, SCA 9000.
Number 2, SCA, which castaway will leave the game first?
The answer is Val. Dwayne's unfortunate pick to win.
Smart Alec.
That's probably what.
Oh, now he calls me an idiot. So
all right,
he picked Val.
He picked Val to go first.
All right.
All right, so number 3, which castaway will leave each tribe first?
From Calliope, obviously, it is Val. And from Unifa, well, Josh, of course.
Hunafa.
SCA is flipping this season. I was wondering if that was lag or if that was just the way it actually pronounced it.
Well, I can manipulate the SCA 9000 so that he pauses correctly.
Okay.
But interesting, he pronounced it Hunafa. But anyway, so he picked from Calliope, Val, obviously, and from Hunapa, Josh, of course.
Which are 2 of the high picks for most everybody.
Right,
else.
Yeah. So,
good job.
Yeah, you're on a roll there, SCA 9000.
Which castaway is most likely to quit season 29?
What question is that? Number 4?
Number 4.
Ask it again, please.
Number 4. Which castaway is most likely to quit season 29?
According to my calculations, Nadia is the most likely castaway to quit.
Is she on Rocker's Tribe or not Rocker's Tribe?
She is, yes.
Maybe she'll get in a fight with him after his comments about her sister.
Yeah. By the way, I had to a little behind the scenes here. I had to spell Nadia like 8 different ways before the SCA 9000 would say it correctly. All right, go ahead. Number 5.
Number 5. Which castaway will win the most individual immunity challenges after the merge?
Most individual immunity challenges after the merge.
This answer was a tough one, but I now know I am right.
Jeremy.
So after Val leaves, Jeremy's going to go on a tear and win individual challenges.
Well, yeah, because his wife got kicked off the show.
That's right.
So he's upset.
The smile is gone.
Yeah. Number 6.
How many hidden immunity idols will be found this season?
How many hidden immunity idols?
This one is easy. Free.
Free! They're free this year!
They'll be free found.
No, he said 3. SCA 9000, you are a hoot.
I can't wait to hear how many hidden immunity idols will be played this season.
Oh, would you like that answer?
Number 7, yes.
All right, here we go, SCA 9000. How many will be played?
Another easy one. 3, of course.
Oh,
3.
don't you hate it when people just say that, dude? So,
What?
all right, number 8, David.
Don't I hate it when people what?
Don't you hate it whenever people have to add "of course" after their answer?
Yes.
Like Val, of course. Like we're all idiots.
Yes. I think another problem. Yes. Yes. Whatever. I think another problem tonight is I've got a child doing homework online, and that's
Yes.
also part of the problem. Late night homework. Number
Please, hold on. Please buy a T-shirt. Okay, go ahead.
8. Number 8. Give me your final 3, SCA 9000.
All right, here we go.
The final 3 will be John, Natalie, and Drew.
John Rocker.
Yes.
Not
'cause
John, the other one, but John Rocker.
It picked John. John. Yes.
Natalie and Drew.
Who received the brunt? Who may be receiving the brunt of John's comments,
Yeah.
and then Drew.
Wow. Okay.
All right, let's hear it. The sole survivor pick of the SCA.
All right, SCA 9000. Who is your pick?
The winner of Survivor, Juan Del Sur Blood versus Water 2 is, drum roll please, Drew, of course.
Drew.
Drew.
Drew. I'm sorry, but
I think we just need to retire the SCA 9000.
the SCA 9000, you have some problems. Oh my goodness. But that was really fun. Now, SCA 9000, we hope you are ready, because in a few weeks you're going to draw the name for the winner of the $25 Amazon gift card from all the people who bought our T-shirts.
Yep.
Are you excited about that?
Oh my.
He's excited about it. He only knows 2 phrases right now. They are,
You idiot.
and,
Oh my.
so there you go. All right, well, before we move on to our D&D Survivor Fantasy Game, the SCA 9000 would like to say goodbye. So here is the SCA 9000's goodbye.
Before I sign off, I'd like to say, Dwaine, you have an acceptable voice for a human. And David, other than your one creative thought that created me, you're an idiot.
David, other than your one creative thought of creating me, you're an idiot.
Doesn't realize we're in the same house.
A little behind-the-scenes baseball. David wrote that. All right. Well, we lost a viewer during all that.
I can understand why.
Oh, man. Y'all, it's time for the D&D Survivor Fantasy Game. No, it's not on the computer. No, it's not all fancy. No, you don't get to go to a website and enter all the stuff in. It is all your own brain. Now, we're going to give you the rules. We're going to give you the point system. And David is going to make a post on our website that will have all of this listed. And then once the first week is over, we will update it with their current number of points. All right? And how many points they got for that episode. And if you want to know how those points were divided up, listen to our feedback show, because that's where we will do all that. We're not going to put all that on the website. That's just too much. This is how many points they got during that episode. This is their total amount of points. And for the sake of our site, they're going to be divided up based on my team and David's team. And we're going to have tribe names and everything, right?
Right.
So go find yourself a friend. All right? If you don't have a friend, find someone in a Facebook group, and they'll be your friend. And get your tribe a name, and get your draft on. All right? And David and I will reveal we're going to do our draft next Wednesday night live on the show.
And with also 18 castaways, you can also do 3 people if you want to. That's the even number of 6. So
That
if you
is
want to do
true.
3 instead of 2.
That's true. David and I are going to do 2 people, and I don't know
Because we are just 2 people.
Yes, we are. It is the D&D show. Oh, I was thinking, David, after Survivor's over, our podcast should just be the D&D show, and then it could be about whatever we want.
Are we going to keep podcasting after Survivor?
Well, yeah.
You've already started.
We're building an empire, David.
Oh, yeah.
I have to retire, my friend. And right now we make $50 a month. We can retire on that. All right. So
Please.
This is the point system.
All right.
Here we go.
We wrote it out so that it's, and this point system will be on our webpage, so you can find it on there if you don't get it all from us talking about it right now. Your castaway, I'm going to read it as it is, and then the points are at the end. Your castaway is on the tribe that wins a pre-merge reward challenge.
3 points.
Thank you. Yeah, you do the points. Now, this includes what we believe is going to happen in the beginning, where there's a 1v1 duel, and whoever wins, their tribe gets reward. Right. So everybody on that tribe gets 3 points. Now, to go along with that, your castaway wins a 1-versus-1 duel against their loved one during a reward challenge. So this is the same challenge. So not only will they get 3 points for being on the reward challenge tribe, where winners, they will also get 5 points for being the one that won the duel. Right. That's 2 separate points. And Probst made it clear that they're going to keep using couples for these challenges, because Dalton said what happens if one's gone, and he says, well, we're just kind of hoping it's all going to keep rolling so that it's always a couple that's competing against each other.
Right.
So it sounds like this is the way they're going to do reward until the merge, which is kind of neat.
Yeah. And by the way, if you have, for the sake of the D&D Survivor Fantasy Game, the final person who gets to say on the points is Shayna.
Yes.
So you and your friends don't have to argue over points. Just agree that you're going to agree with Shayna.
Yeah.
Now, granted, David and I will have high influence over Shayna.
I'm sorry, Shayna, we can't hear you. Say that 25 points again?
Okay. Shayna, would you like a free T-shirt? I need 10 more points. All right. Go ahead.
Castaway is on the tribe that wins a tribal immunity challenge. So this is the other challenge of the episode with the tribes. If your castaway is on the tribe that wins tribal immunity challenge, that castaway gets 5 points. So if you have 3 castaways on the tribe that won, you get 5 times 3. That's how it works. Yep.
Sweet.
So
is that
like
all
last year?
Is that all the tribe ones?
For the most, yeah, that's pretty much all the tribe ones. Those are the basic ones for the tribes.
All right.
Then, same as last year, your castaway starts an episode, they get 1 point. So castaway will get one. Each castaway will get a point for every episode they're in until they're voted out.
Right.
Now, when they come back on the jury, they are not in the episode.
Oh, good
because
point.
They're out of the game.
Good point.
Yes. Thank you. Your castaway goes to Exile Island. 2 points. Whether they lose and go or whether they're picked to go, they get 2 points.
If your castaway sets foot on that island, you get 2 points.
If Dale defeats Kelly and Kelly has to go to exile and Dale says, "Can I go with her so she's not by herself?" he gets 2 points.
Ellie got 5 for winning the duel.
And 3 for the reward for the tribe. He loaded them up.
Like, hey, the D&D fantasy pool, I could get 7 points for Dwaine. Do you care if I go on there?
That's right. All right. Here's a new category that I think Dwaine came up with at the end of last year. Your castaway gives a confessional.
Oh, wait.
Oh, is that
you skipped one. You skipped one.
Oh, yeah, whatever. This is the one you got and pretty much ran through the whole season. No, you're right. It's in order, but this is what carried you through the whole season.
It is not. You are such a sore loser.
David finally got 15 points.
No, be quiet. I finally beat you in something, and you just won't let it go.
Because the world is not even. It was off kilter last season.
Oh, you're such an idiot. All right, go ahead. Yeah.
Say it. Thank you. Okay. Your castaway is the first castaway eliminated from the game. You get 13 points.
There you go.
Because 13 is an unlucky number. So, and then a new category that I think Dwaine came up with last season. Your castaway gives a confessional. 2 points per confessional. Dwaine had a good point. We were discussing this with Shayna because we've already gone through all the rules with her just to make sure we all see the same thing. If Dwaine is talking to the camera and then it shows a clip at the camp while he's still talking and it comes back to him, that's 1 confessional. That's 1 continuous confessional. It's not 2 separate confessionals.
I think Shayna's actually going to use maybe Wikipedia, but it's going to be one of those sites that counts confessionals, and that's going to be what she ultimately uses.
If any of you out there use those sites or go to those sites, you can post it on our Facebook group, and we'll check it out, and Shayna will check it out, and she'll decide which one she wants to use. Right. So please share that on our Facebook page.
Right, and those of you who are watching on YouTube, if you're posting, I'm sorry. For some reason, it's not showing up on the comment tracker. I have not seen a single comment. Either that or no one's commenting. So just want to let you know.
Just text Dwaine. His text is 123555
8734.
There you go. Okay. Another new category. If your castaway is credited with the title of an episode.
I love this one.
I do too. 5 points. That's
right.
A big one.
And that's even if it's a paraphrase or something. If it's obvious that that's the person that got the credit for it, we give it to them.
Yep.
Because I think that happened last year. One episode, it wasn't an exact quote from the person, but it was obviously from that person.
And I might have won last year because Cass and Tony and LJ. Anyway, we'll move on.
I might have won last year.
Might have won. Your castaway says some form of the word blindside. 1 point each time said.
That's right. Hey, I want to blindside them.
You want to what?
I was blindsided.
That's 2.
I like blindsides.
That's 3.
Blindsiding is fun.
That's 4 now. It's annoying. So.
Right before. And who said blindsiding is fun?
That's 5. Stop.
No.
You're already winning.
No, who said it?
Oh, Kat.
Got blindsided, yes.
So she'd have picked up 7 points on her way out the door.
I'm going to call this the cat category.
Cat rule.
The category. Yeah. All right.
Let's see. Your castaway leaves the game due to a medical evacuation. You still get 7 points.
That's right.
But if your castaway quits the game, you lose 7 points.
Yeah. Now, who decides if they quit or lose? Because last season, quit or medical evac. Because how are we going to decide?
I can't think of too many that were between the two. Like Dana. Dana I would have considered a medical evac. When they did ask her, and she finally just gave up and said, no, it hurts too much, I would consider that a medical evac, not a quit.
I wouldn't.
Because
I say a medical evac is if they make them leave. Because Dana could have stayed in. In fact, if she had stayed the rest of that day, that whole game would have been different. And Chelsea and them, or I think it was that season, they were all mad at them because it was like, why did you could have just stayed and went home. We would have voted you out.
Yeah.
So I think that's a quit. So let's clarify it. Medical has to make you leave, not you tell Probst that you want to leave.
What about Shamar?
Did medical tell him he had to leave?
I don't think so. So I think that would be a quit from what we're saying right now. It was in his eye. His eye was all puffy. And
all right. It'll be a case by case, and we'll let Shayna decide ultimately.
Yeah. And if you have points writing on this, state your case on Facebook. We'll be happy to read it.
That's right. Because after all, when is climbing a tree not climbing a tree? When you step over
the tree is on the ground. When the roots are in the air.
For those of you who are new to the show, last year one of our categories was the first person to climb a tree. You got like 10 points or something.
Yeah.
And Tony stepped a tree, and David spent the whole week trying to convince everybody that he should get points for Tony climbing a tree because the trunk was on the ground and so Tony went up onto the trunk.
Yes. He stepped on the tree to get over it.
Yeah. All right.
But I even asked Tony, he said, yeah, I stepped on it, but dude, I didn't climb a tree.
Exactly.
Well, no, actually he said he was climbing trees the first day. We just never saw it, but he said, no, I was not climbing a tree.
All right.
Which is why that category is no longer in this game.
Yeah, David said we're not doing that one, even though I thought it was pretty cut and dry myself.
Oh, it completely was. I was just trying to win the case. All right.
What's next?
Your castaway wins an individual reward challenge after the merge. So we're not talking about the 1v1 duel. That's not the reward challenge we're talking about. It says after the merge. So this is when it's down to a merge, one tribe, single players, and if they win a reward challenge on their own. Single, individual reward challenge.
All right. Now, if by chance they're still doing duels, we'll give the duel points, not the reward challenge points.
Correct. If they're still doing duels like that, we'll still use the 1v1, yes.
Okay.
All right. Your castaway is on a post-merge team that wins a reward challenge. Like in Philippines, they divided people up to do the sandbag challenge.
Right.
They're just randomly divided. So that's a random post-merge team that won a reward challenge.
Cool.
All right. Your castaway wins any individual immunity challenge. This includes, not thinking it's going to happen, but if for some reason it's a double elimination night before the merge, and they bring both tribes in, and each tribe does their own individual immunity challenge pre-merge, that's points for that's why it says any individual immunity challenge.
All right. And go back up and read the one above it. You didn't read that one.
Oh, your castaway goes on is chosen to go on reward after an individual reward challenge. So this is not the tribe that goes on reward after winning reward. This is you not winning but getting picked to go on reward.
Right.
So like when when Dawn won and picked Brenda and then gave the reward to everybody else got points, not Brenda and not Dawn.
Well, Dawn got 5 for winning it.
Correct.
But didn't get the extra 2 for going. Well, Dawn doesn't get any, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Right.
Brenda's team would not have gotten any. The other people did. All right. Where was I? Your individual immunity. Your castaway wins the first individual immunity challenge after the merge. They will get 5 for winning the challenge and a bonus 2 points.
Woohoo! Bonus points in the D&D Survivor Fantasy League.
Yes.
What other league gives you bonus points?
Right. So that's only available one time, except at the end, where your castaway wins the final individual immunity challenge, whether it's final 2, final 3. The final challenge, you will get 5 for winning the challenge and another 2-point bonus.
Sweet.
2 bonuses. Your castaway finds a hidden immunity idol. 5 points.
5 points.
Like that. Then your castaway begins an episode with a hidden immunity idol. So if Dwaine finds an idol in episode 3, and he has the idol in 4, 5, and 6, he will get 3 points per episode that he has the idol at the beginning of the episode.
Right.
If he plays it at the end of 6, he obviously won't get points at 7 unless he finds another one.
Right. And he doesn't get an extra 3 for the episode in which he found it.
Correct. You only get 5 for that episode. The 3 starts at the next episode.
Right.
All right. Let's see. Your castaway plays their hidden immunity idol at tribal. 7 points. We're trying to encourage the castaways to play, so we're offering 7 points if they play their hidden immunity idol.
Yes. Yes. So those survivors that are listening to us, play your idol.
Please.
Yes.
All right. Your castaway plays their hidden immunity idol on someone else. 9 points, which is pretty brave to play it on somebody else, unless you're holding 2 in your pocket like Tony did. So, Tony and LJ would have gotten 9 points each last year, and I would have won flat out, but that's not the case right now. We're talking about this season.
If I woulda, coulda.
If I woulda, coulda.
If a frog had wings, he wouldn't land on his butt every time he jumped.
There you go. So, now comes the more bonus points. I didn't even hear what you said. The frog.
You did?
The frog something.
I said, if a frog had wings, he wouldn't land on his butt every time he jumped. All right, go ahead.
All right, your castaway plays their hidden immunity idol on themselves or someone else, and it saves that person from elimination. Bonus 5 points. So if you play it on yourself, you get 7, and if it saves you, you get 5 more. That's 12. If you play it on someone else, you get 9. If it saves them, bonus 5 more points, you get a total of 14.
In the show. In other words, if it did save evidence on the show, but we just figured it out, I think it'd only be if it's actually, like Prope says, this saved you. Or it's obvious that it saved him.
I would think that we would see the save on the show.
Yeah, probably so.
Yeah, for dramatic purposes.
Yeah.
Sorry, you lagged, but I caught the end of it. Yeah, I would think they would show it on the show. But if they don't show it for some strange reason, I would think we'd count at the end of the credits.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, we still save them for.
Oh yeah. Well, then that is showing it on the show.
Yeah. All right. As long as they show it on the show, because that's where you show things on the show. Okay.
Yeah. The show. Yeah. Show.
Continuing, your castaway makes the jury. 3 points. Congratulations. 1 time. Not every time they show up in the jury. Just the fact that they made the jury. 3 points.
Right.
Your castaway makes the final tribal council. Means you're one of the final 2 or final 3. 8 points. Just 1 time. And your castaway wins Survivor 29. 15 points.
Sweet. Now, the interesting thing is about all these categories is if I give the idol away, I don't get any points for that. Or, I mean, if my player gives it away, I don't get any points for that. That's fine. So in order for you to get points, your player has to play the idol. Now, if player A gives the idol to player B, and then now player B is the owner of that idol, and now all those points are assigned to that person based on that. Player A did not play the idol on player B. Player A gave it to player B.
Yeah, there's no give idol away category.
Nope.
Good point.
So that's the D&D Fantasy Challenge point categories.
Okay, let's get something clear now while we have nobody watching and just our attention.
Nobody watching.
Oh, they're still watching? Okay.
Yes.
How are we going to do the draft? Last year, I remember going first, but did we do the snake draft, or did we just do the same order each time? Because I want to do the snake draft.
I don't know what that means, but we need to do it the way we did the movie podcast. So, like, whoever has 1, the other person gets 2 and 3.
Yes,
and
that's the snake draft. Where, it flips every round. Right. So after the first person picks, all the rest of the picks are 2 at a time.
Right. So I don't know. So really, boy, that's a double-edged sword. You know?
And I picked first last year, so I think you should have the choice of what you want to do. Do you want to pick first? Because I don't want that choice. Or do you want to pick
second? No, I think the SCA 9000 should choose which one of us goes first.
Oh my.
Okay.
Yeah. So next week, whenever we do our draft, the SCA 9000 will pick which one of us goes first.
Okay.
We will announce our tribe names.
Yes.
And we will do our draft. And it will be over in like 20 minutes. It'll be a short show. We don't have any guests or anything on it next week.
Nope.
I mean, we could have guests if we wanted.
If we wanted. We've already got 2 commitments for the season.
Yes. We've also had 4 no's.
Yeah, but if they don't respond, is that officially a no?
Yeah. All right. All right. So, my friends, that is it. We are going to wrap it up. Before we do, I want to remind you to go get a T-shirt and get entered into the $25 gift card drawing. Go to SurvivorTalkWithD&D.com and go to that T-shirt link. It's one of the, featured articles that goes across the screen. By the way, we have, since the summer, we've had 4 iTunes reviews. Now, let me tell y'all something. The way to get us up there in iTunes listings, number 1 is to listen and subscribe. So, I mean, granted, we don't have as many listeners as, like the Big Brother Gossip podcast. So we can't be number 1. But we need reviews. So we had 2 reviews this week, and we've had a couple. So I'm going to read the reviews and thank them for them. So back in June, this is from Sarah527. I just love D&D. They are first knowledgeable about the current past seasons and very passionate about Survivor. Second, it's a very well-produced show and sounds great. Third, they have a really good banter between them. You can tell they are good friends. Fourth, they seem like just nice people, good interactions with fans and friendly to newbies like me. Listen, you'll like them. Thank you, Sarah527.
So she likes the audio, but it's obvious she didn't really mention the video.
She doesn't watch the video, apparently.
While we're selling, well, she saw it one time and said no. That's why they're selling T-shirts.
Once we sell enough T-shirts and we buy you some equipment, people are going to look at you and go, "Whoa, that's David?
That's what we bought a T-shirt for."
Wow.
Do we get a refund if we don't?
We want a refund now. Please. Unupgrade.
Degrade.
All right, back on June 11th. This is from Lindsay. I must have asked people to do this on June 11th. The show is well produced, amusing, and full of excellent guests and discussion, and the hosts are great and have awesome chemistry. It really goes beyond just a show to create a great overall fan community where we can interact with the hosts, guests, some former Survivor cast-offs, and other listeners. Great show, great experience. Thank you, Lindsay.
That's funny because 5-6 seasons ago, I really would have never thought we'd have gotten Survivors on this show.
Me either.
It never crossed my mind.
Right.
Until we hooked up with 1 or 2 and just started talking and realized, hey, they're just regular people, and they realize that about us too.
Right. And really where you get involved in the community is when you go to our Facebook group. It's facebook.com/groups/SurvivorTalk. That's where you interact with us personally because we're on there all the time, especially when the season's going, And that's, there's lots of banter going back and forth. It's a very friendly Facebook group. So do that. You can follow me on Twitter at Survivor_talk, but that's not really as interactive. So get on that Facebook group. Also, the link to Amazon's there, so it's always easy to get to Amazon.
There you go.
All right, and then on September 3rd, this is from Pinterester. Something tells me this person, number one, is, well, I'm not even going to say that. This person likes Pinterest.
Just go with the obvious.
This person likes Pinterest. Great podcast with hilarious hosts. I love listening to D&D give their opinions and insights. I also love that it's clean. See, David, my video is clean. And I shaved. Well, I didn't shave. I brushed my teeth before I came on. Put some more gel in my hair.
Why do we brush our teeth before we come on?
Because I just ate and I didn't want stuff shining.
No, I mean, I do it too. I do the same thing.
I do it because, well, it's not the reason why I do it, but I remember the first time I ever called Rob Sesternino, we were Skyping, and I got on the phone, we were Skyping, and he got on and he was brushing his teeth. I was like, what the heck are you doing? He said, anytime he gets on camera, he always brushes his teeth. So every time that dude gets a phone call on Skype, he brushes his teeth. Well, I doubt that.
He goes through a lot of toothpaste.
All right, so thank you, Pinterester. And by the way, all of these people gave us 5-star ratings.
Awesome.
So, last one, this is by Jesus Rocks Forever. And all of these are from the United States.
Mm-hmm.
These two are the real deal. Down to earth, hilarious, engaging, and insightful. And apparently we like to talk about ourselves because I'm reading all of these. All right. When interviewing Survivor contestants, they respectfully don't hold back. Spencer would not agree with you, but anyway. Guest appearances by Survivor geniuses add to the... Wait a second.
So the geniuses of Survivor on our show are not us. They are the guests that we have on.
It's really great when they have those people on that know what they're talking about. Big Brother Gossip got an iTunes review the other day, and it said Scott, or it said, I guess Scott and the other guy. It'd be funny if it said Dwaine and the other guy, or David and the other guy. Anyway, I'm sorry. Guest appearances by Survivor geniuses add to the variety. Definitely need to check them out. Thank you. Andy and Steve and Matt and Scoopin and all of our guests that come on will be thrilled to know that they are geniuses. that was fun. And here I have the 3 different sizes of the new iPhone, which I am going to be ordering at 2 a.m. this morning. I'm staying up.
Which one are you getting?
I'm getting the plus size.
The 55.
The 5.5 inch.
5.5.
Yeah, because bigger is better. So
okay,
that's what I'm gonna do. Hey, we're both big guys, and we're better.
That's right.
So anyway,
we're not as good as our geniuses, but we're better.
That's right. So after we sign off, I'm gonna talk to David a little bit about some shows that I've been watching. So if you want to hang around for a little shooting the breeze, you can do that. But anyway, so I've already told you about all that stuff. Go to support, survivortalkwithdnd.com/support. You can, actually, I was going to tell you. It doesn't matter. All right, tell others about the show. Music for tonight's show is Summit by Skrillex. David, do you have anything else you want to say before we tell everybody goodbye and talk a little bit about Big Brother Australia? I mean, other shows I've been watching?
Nope, I think I'm good to go. We'll see you next week at the draft.
Thanks again for listening, everybody. That's all I got. How about you, Dave?
I'm good.
All right, see ya.
See ya.
Good show, David.
Mm-hmm.
So the premiere of Sons of Anarchy, have you watched it?
Yes.
Oh, my.
Yeah, did you watch the After Anarchy? That little interview.
That?
Huh?
No. Is that on FX or something?
Yeah, mine recorded it as part of the show. It was Kurt Sutter and Charlie Hunman. Jackson, the creator of the show, spoke to, I forget the guy's name. He does the Walking Dead after show, the Breaking Bad after show.
Oh yeah, he has glasses like I used to have.
Yeah, he does all those shows, and he does it. No, I'm sorry, this was a guy from Chelsea that did this show. Sorry, different guy. But yeah, just did a little talking to him about things. It was really good, and you hear Charlie's accent. He's British. And,
yeah.
But it was a really good interview.
Which one's Charlie?
Jax.
Jax is British?
That's why he talks the way he does. That's his American accent. Yeah.
Wow. That's like the guy on House. He speaks so American on House.
Yeah.
You know, North American on House, but when you hear him, you know.
You watch him on Blackadder or any of those shows.
Oh, Blackadder. Oh, my gosh. He was so good at Blackadder. I remember when they went down into the... Oh, anyway, it was so weird.
That's a good show.
There's some really great stuff in Blackadder. So... Blackadder.
One thing that Charlie Hunman said was when he answered the question about... Now, hopefully you've seen the show if you're listening to this. If you haven't seen the show, you need to skip over this. But about with Tara being gone, you know, does this affect... The interviewer asked, does this affect Jax? And he's like, well, this is kind of... It's kind of like it's the anchor's gone. The anchor that holds Jax to being... Trying to get away from the business and stuff. I love how he admitted, my father tried this and it failed. I tried it and it failed. And it cost me my wife, almost cost me the club, and I'm not going to lose the club.
Yeah, man. If they would have just taken the thing out of the guy's mouth. Although I don't think they would have believed him.
No.
I'm purposely being vague. But I just felt, you know, Gemma, I'm sorry, but that woman is just pure evil.
At first, I thought up to get those guys, the guys that they helped with the guy in the wheelchair, but to get those guys to work with them. But it sounded like Jax believed this guy might have done it. So I guess they were letting us to believe that he believed Gemma's story because it's one of those things. But
why else would he kill the guy if he didn't believe he did it?
If he was making a show in front of the club or something. But see, we never got the intention that Jax talked to her about what was happening. When did Gemma admit to this story? Where did that ever come from?
That happened
Happened when?
Well, we didn't see Gemma tell Jax, but we saw Gemma tell the head of that other gang.
Yes.
At the party, and that's whenever we heard the story that Gemma had apparently already told Jax.
Okay. Gotcha. And I like that guy too. He was sitting at the bar. Poor guy.
Man.
He wasn't causing any trouble. Didn't expect to live this long. Well, that's good.
Wait.
That's true.
I have a little checklist of who's going to take the blame for Tara's death. Do you have a wife? No. Oh, good. Do you have any children? No. Good. Did you expect to live this long? No? Well, we've got a deal for you.
Jack, this one.
Oh, my gosh. But what's bad is this is going to cause major problems with the Chinese.
Yes. Those poor guys. I mean, that's just... I'm surprised they made it through the party. You know, even the guy was right. Last time my group came to a party, it didn't end too well for us.
Yeah. Well, I really hope Gemma gets her comeuppance myself.
She has to.
Yeah. And I wouldn't mind it if Unser's the one that did it.
Well, he's got to get out of his predicament that he's in now first.
Yeah.
Who knows what Juice is thinking?
You know, Juice has got... I tell you what, it's really a testament to the quality of the actors in this show. Juice really plays... Or the actor that plays Juice, do you know his name?
No. Shayna does.
Oh, yes. Shayna? Okay. The actor that plays Juice really does a great job of showing how Juice is so he's vulnerable.
Yeah.
He's scared a lot, you know. He's never really super confident. He's a follower. I mean, it just every time you see him, he just acts that way. It's just really good.
He gives the great impression that he's scared and has no idea what he's going to do next.
Right.
He's lost.
I mean, Unser could die in the first 2 minutes of the next episode just because Juice could just go, no!
Yeah.
You know?
I don't think he will, but I would definitely see that.
So anyway. So I really started something I shouldn't have started, David.
Uh-oh.
Well, you know, I've been watching Big Brother America, Big Brother USA.
Yes.
Right? Which I know you hate the show. I mean, do you really hate it, or you just don't like it?
I don't hate it. I just don't want to waste time watching it.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of boring. Well, this season's kind of boring. But I made the mistake of discovering Big Brother Australia. All right?
Yeah.
So I decide, okay, I'm going to watch the first episode, which you have to go on YouTube, and I have to download it on my computer before it goes away.
Yeah.
All right? But it's on YouTube, so I'm not going to some whatever kind of site. But anyway, so I watched the first episode, and I'm like, oh wow, this is cool.
Why?
And,
What about it is so cool that from the American version?
Well, one thing I like is you hear Big Brother. Well, now I found this out later, but you hear Big Brother all the time. So it's like house guests. They go, yes, Big Brother. This is Big Brother. Yes, I need you all to go.
That's what we just called you. Yes, we recognize
or,
you.
Or it'd be like, not Julie, but somebody broke a rule. Oh, and then they freak out. Oh, we're so sorry, Big Brother. We're so sorry. I mean, it's like this Big Brother guy gets a lot of respect on this show. They're scared of him. They don't want him to talk because they don't know what he's going to say. And I mean, so that aspect is pretty cool. But two of the guys had this big tube, this big clear tube that's probably 6 foot by 6 foot, maybe 8 foot by 8 foot circle.
Mm-hmm.
So it wouldn't be 8 foot by 8 foot. It'd be 8 foot. Okay, anyway.
I got the idea.
And they had to stay in it overnight, and it started raining, and they had sleeping bags, but they were soft. It was great. But anyway, so I get on Twitter, and those that follow me on Twitter, I'm promise you I'm not going to do a lot of Big Brother Australia stuff. But I just asked, how often is this on? One of our listeners' name is Kristen, or at least on Twitter, her name is Kristen, and she's the one that got me on the Big Brother Gossip podcast. So, which I can only recommend if you don't mind NSFW podcast. Because Big Brother casts lots of language. So, but anyway, on the live feeds anyway. So I asked her how often does it come on, so I can download it and watch it. What? No, I don't have any. I can help you after I'm off. I'm almost done. All right. Shooting the breeze with D&D and my son Joshua. All right. And she said, "Are you ready for this, David?"
Mm-hmm.
Just guess how many times it comes on a week.
12.
A 12? Really? It comes on in the morning and at night? Is that what you think?
Yeah.
Talk about 6. Which doesn't sound so bad now that you said 12.
Well, the way you made it sounded like it was going to be some high number.
I wish I had Boss Jock open still. I'd play the old. Hold on. There.
You told me to guess, so I guess.
6 times, like every single day, which is another thing that makes it better than Big Brother America or North America or whatever, USA, is that every show is that day.
Yeah.
And like Big Brother USA, it's like Wednesday night show is basically Thursday through Sunday, and it's not
so it's an edited version of the day that night.
Yeah.
I don't hate the show. Hate is such a hard word. I don't hate the show. I just would rather watch other things.
Yeah, I understand.
After the impression I got last season.
Right. Now you're not watching the new Doctor Who because you couldn't even get into the old one, right?
No.
Yeah. Man.
It's on the list way down the road.
Yeah, I'm not enjoying the new Doctor Who as much. I'm not saying him.
Does he look older, or is it just me?
No, he is older.
Yeah.
Going back to the history of Doctor Who, Doctor Who's in the past was older, and he's an older one, and he's Scottish.
No.
Weird, kind of odd, but I'm not quite getting it yet. I mean, I like him. Capaldi, if that's his name, I don't remember, is a great actor, and he's doing a great job. I'm just not sure. I haven't watched an episode yet and went, yes, this is awesome.
So why do you think they changed the Doctor so much?
Because the guys that play the Doctor want to move on.
Yeah, want to move on.
They want to move on to something else.
See,
and Doctor Who regenerates. I mean, that's part of his story.
Okay.
So,
see, I just caught up and completed the first 4 seasons of a show I said I would never watch.
Wait. Real Housewives of Los Angeles.
I didn't know that was a show. No.
I didn't either. No.
But I have seen some of those of the different cities. But anyway.
Oh gosh. Are you serious?
Well, I have a favorite, but I won't say which one it was.
They're not Real Housewives, David.
I know. Anyway, it's just reality, it's drama, it's whatever. It's nothing else on. And it's right below the Travel Channel, which has Andrew Zimmerman's Strange Food. So anyway.
Between that and the female soccer team thing, you're really...
Yes. Anyway, learning how to deal with women. The Walking Dead. Remember I told you
yeah.
I read the graphic novel, and which was very intense. It was like reading a Stephen King story.
Oh, really?
It was that good. Yes.
Huh.
Kevin gave me the first 48 issues in one book, and for my birthday I'm probably going to get the second edition with the next so many issues in the book. And it was just.
So what's better? Sorry, because you stopped on my end, so I didn't know you were still.
Kevin loaned me the first 45 issues, and I'm probably going to buy the second 45 issues for my birthday coming up. And but what I wanted to compare it to was Lost, and that what I like about it more than Lost is that there's not as many flashbacks.
Whoa, David. What? That's part of what made Lost amazing was the flashbacks.
I agree, it was good, but that's what make Walking Dead good because it's different in a sense. It's not like Lost.
But no, you said it was better than Lost. You're enjoying it better than you enjoyed Lost?
No, if I said that, that's not. I didn't mean it that way. I'm enjoying it as much as I enjoyed Lost.
Okay.
Because everybody kept saying it's not about zombies, because I don't like zombies, because I sleep, and when I sleep, I dream. So I don't like zombies.
You're scared of zombies.
I just don't like that. Go outside, take trash out at night, look down the street, somebody's walking. No.
There ain't no zombies. David.
I know.
Zombies are not real.
So anyway, they are in nightmares. But anyway.
Oh my.
But it is more than about that, but you kind of get used to that after a while. But it's just really good. It's really well casted, a lot of good people in it, and it's just a really good story, and I like it a lot more than I thought I would. Terry's walking by me as I'm watching it on demand, catching up. She's, I cannot believe you're watching that show. Next day, I can't believe you're still watching that show.
Okay, I actually watched the first season and started the second season and just couldn't get into it.
See, that's like Mad Men for me. I could not get into the second season of Mad Men.
Yeah.
But I am loving the adult-themed The League. It's about guys playing fantasy football. It is so funny, but it is not family-friendly. Just like Sons of Anarchy, it's not family-friendly.
Right.
But that is hilarious. So it's a guy show, and guys would get it, and guys would laugh.
Yeah.
So it's just a funny.
Are you playing fantasy football this year?
Which is probably what got me watching that show. I haven't played in like 10 years. And Deanie from our Facebook group, Terry's cousin, her son John started a league. She asked me to be in it, so I did it. And then my nephew up in D.C. started a league and asked me to be in it. So I'm trying not to commit myself to it too much, because you remember last time I got obsessed with it.
Oh, yeah.
And should have lost my job. Probably so obsessed with it. And we tried to collude before the playoffs and almost got kicked out of the league for it.
Hey, so, I'm still mad about that.
I know. But what, that we weren't able to collude?
It's a legal trade, man.
But it's fun. It's fun. But Bailey's playing. My oldest is playing, and she's texting me and saying, "What do I do? Who do I play?" So I'm sending her links about who to sit, who not to play, and stuff. And it's just fun. But it makes football a little bit more enjoyable because you care about 70% of the games, not just, and especially good for Redskins fans because we stink right now. So it's good that I might have a team that makes the playoffs in my fantasy. Yeah. So I'm in 2 leagues right now. Yeah.
There you go. All righty. Well, I don't have anything else. I don't think.
I think that's all I have for TV. Just the League and Walking Dead. That's really good. I enjoyed it.
That's good this season.
What is you liked?
Master Chef.
Oh, I haven't watched
Master Chef.
No, isn't that the former Top Chefs?
No, it's Home Cooks. And Gordon Ramsay's on it, but he's not, like Hell's Kitchen Gordon Ramsay.
Oh, no, I've seen that. It's got the big guy with glasses.
Yeah.
I've seen some of that sometimes, but no, I don't watch that regularly.
Oh, I like it a lot. Connie and I watch that together.
Yeah.
So. All right, man. Well, I guess I'm going to let you go.
Okay.
All right. Those of you on YouTube got to watch all this extra stuff. It's not on the audio podcast. It's just on this.
Right here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Sorry we didn't see the YouTube comments if you left them. Don't know when they're going to fix that. So, see you, everybody.
See you.